I grew up in West Medford, Massachusetts. It was, I would say, a pretty blue-collar area. You know, I was a geeky kid, but then I also liked to play sports. I've always been a bit of a rabble-rouser, I guess. When I was a kid and I was 10 years old, I wanted to be in the soapbox derby, and only boys could be in the soapbox derby. So I wrote a letter to the head of Chrysler and said, who sponsored it, and said, you know, why can't girls be in this? I wasn't going to take no for an answer. Interestingly, the next year, they started having girls be in soapbox derby. I played Little League baseball for a while there, and I had to protest for that. There was the Vietnam moratorium against the war, and I was one of the kids who led a protest in our elementary school, and my mom got cancer, and I wound up, you know, having to move from Massachusetts when my mom died, and we came down here to Pennsylvania. My dad remarried, and I wound up going to Phoenixville High School. I didn't have the money for college, so I had to figure out what was I going to do. So I went to Penn State on an ROTC scholarship. It was a Navy ROTC scholarship. I was a journalism and history major there. I worked my way through school. I had 3 jobs, and when I graduated from Penn State, I was commissioned a lieutenant in the Marine Corps. I was one of the first women to go through combat training with the men. If you're an officer, you're supposed to set the example for everyone else, and they never make excuses about, you know, why something can't get done. So I saw this in the Marine Corps officers, and I just said, this is the kind of leadership that I want to follow. This is the kind of leader I want to be. And eventually I went to a small family-owned company called Neutronics, and I was the director of manufacturing there. And I really believed in the products that we made. We made halon machines and freon machines that recycled this chemical that was destroying the ozone layer. But I still felt that, you know, is there more to life than, you know, making money? You know, when I turned 40 years old, I decided to go into teaching. And it was a big, risky career move. I went from making pretty decent money to not making hardly any money at all. And but I realized that, you know, there really is something to the saying that there's more to life than money. I've had my careers. I've been a Marine Corps officer, I've been a business executive, and I've been a teacher for many years. I was president of a teachers union. And I don't need another career per se. I don't want to just add to my resume. I want to go and make a difference in people's lives. I work really, really hard. And one thing people have said about me my entire life is, I never quit. I understand the average person who lives in this district. I didn't come from money. I'm the oldest of 6 kids. My husband's the oldest of 8 kids. I had to have a scholarship to go to college, or else I couldn't have gone. I've never had money. I chose to be a teacher, not because it was going to make me wealthy, but because I had a sense of purpose that I wanted to change people's lives. I've been there. I've had to look at my budget at the end of the month and say, you know what, I don't know if I can make it or not. There are times when we all have to stand up and be counted and say, enough is enough, right? And this is one of those times.